Hello student, welcome to this next video of Business Studies class 11, and this is lesson 2 still going on, that is forms of business organization. So now in this video we are going to discuss about joint stock company. This is next form of business organization. So student, now first let's see what it means. Uh, if we divide this word, that is joint stock company, like joint is one word, then stock, and then company. So let's see individually to these word, what does it mean. So joint, what does it mean? Joint means like when we come together, that is jointly we used to do some work, means coming together. Then stock means what? Like stock means like I am having some stock, like I can say that it is a kind of assets. And if we talk in terms of company, so here it is a kind of share. Okay, then company is like here it has been written, a company can be described as an artificial person having a separate legal entity, perpetual succession, and a common seat. So this is the definition of company. So means when large number of people jointly they together uh, join together for share in a particular company, that is joint stock company. And now why it is said to be an artificial person, student? Because like means we human being are living person, but artificial person means the one which is not living, that is an artificial. Okay, then the shareholders, they are the owners of the company, means the one who have the share in that particular company, they are said to be the owner of the company. And these board of director, they are the chief managing body. And who elect these board of director? They are, means these board of director, they are being elected by these shareholders only. Then the shares, what are these shares? They are the capital of the company, which is divided into smaller parts, which can be transferred from one shareholder to another person. Except in private company, it is said, because student, these joint stock company, it is a kind of private or a public company, it can be. And in detail we are going to study about it in our next lesson, formation of a company. So there we are going to see, but just a very means light discussion about what private and public companies we are going to discuss in next class. But right now just an overview, like joint stock company, it is a private or a public company. So what happens in public company, that the public means me, you, we all used to purchase some amount of, means we used to purchase some part of the company as a, which is known as share. And these share, it can be easily transferred, means suppose I am having share of say ABC company, and if suppose today I want some money, so what I will do, I will go on the share market, and I will sell this share sell this share, and any other person can purchase it. So now what will happen, means now this is transferred from me to some another person. So therefore it is said that these the capital is divided into small parts, and it is known as share, and these share can be easily, freely transferred from one shareholder to another person. I think I made it clear to you all till here. And now let's see the features of joint stock company on the basis of what we have discussed till now. So seeing, means being a joint stock company, the features are: first, artificial person; then separate legal entity; formation, perpetual succession; control, liability, common seal, and risk bearing. So now let's see the very first feature, that is artificial person. So as I've already discussed, like when we were discussing about the what a company is, at that time only I have told you that a company is an artificial person, and it is creation of law and exists independent of its member. Means it has been created by law. And artificial person means one who can't be like natural person, means just like natural human being, me, you, we all are natural human being. But this company, it is an artificial person. But being a person, these company, they can borrow or pay money, they can enter into contract. So these can be done by the company also. Then the second point says it is a separate legal entity. A company acquires and separate legal entity. The law does not recognize the business and owners to be one and the same. Means from the day the company is formed, it has its separate identity. Like we, like you, like me, we all have some identity. So just like that, company had its own identity. And though there are many members of the company, but company will be known by its own name. Like if suppose I give you an example, like Reliance, the company, and there are many shareholders. Means I am also one of the shareholder. Might be I am the one of the shareholder of Reliance company. You or your parent or some, means anyone can be the shareholder of the company, but it has its own name, Reliance Industry, Reliance company, and it will enter into any contract by that name only. Means while entering into any contract, any company, they are not going to take the name of any other person. Means by the name of their own, they are going to enter into any contract. Like suppose when being a natural person, when we need to say some, means we need to sign somewhere. So what we used to do, we sign in our name only. We use our name only. Like suppose Ram is there and Ram want to sign somewhere, so the Ram will sign in his own name. Ram, he in the signature he is going to write Ram only. He is not going to write Shyam or any other name. So likewise, the company, they have to use their own name to enter into any contract. So that is why it is said separate legal entity. Then comes your formation. So, the formation of a company is a time consuming, expensive, and complicated process. Incorporation of companies is compulsory and it will only cease to exist when a specific procedure for its closure, called winding up, is completed. So, student, now if we talk about the formation of a company, then it is not that simple. Means, in case of other forms of business, we have already studied, like sole proprietorship, partnership, a form of business. Means we one can start, its formation is not that lengthy, that tedious process is not there. But in joint stock company, it includes number of formalities which one is required to fulfill. And student, this again we will study in detail in our next lesson. But one important thing is, formation is means in its registration, which is compulsory under Indian Company Act 1956. Clear? So for the formation, it has to get registered, and there are certain process for the formation also. Then the next point says perpetual succession. So what does it mean? Members may come and members may go, but the company continues to exist. Perpetual succession means continuity. Okay. Here it is said to be continued as it is the voluntary association, means anyone can enter and exit. And this entry or exit will never discontinue the business. Means people may come, people may go, but the company goes on forever. And as it is created by law, then it will also come to an end by law only, and ending of the company, that is known as winding up. Okay. Then let's see the next point, that is control. The management and control of the affairs of the company is undertaken by the board of directors, which appoints the top management for running of business. So in case of this joint stock company, it is the board of directors who are appointed for the controlling of the business. And as I have already told you that in introduction, that these directors, they are elected by the shareholder, but still it is in the hand of director to take any major decision. And shareholder, they just have voting rights. Means shareholders, though they are said to be the owner of a company, but because the board of director, they are appointed, they are on the top of the management, and so any kind of control, any kind of decision making power is in the hand of these board of directors only. Then the next point says about the liability. So the liability of the members is limited to the extent of the capital contributed by them in a company. The members can be asked to contribute to the loss only to the extent of the unpaid amount of share held by them. So now let's see what this liability means. Liability means all these liability we have already discussed in another forms of business also, means the burden of payment. So as in other forms of business like partnership, sole proprietorship, they have unlimited liability, but here the burden of payment of money to the creditor is, means the members, they have only limited liability, and they have liability to the extent of capital contribution, means capital contributed by them. They are only liable up to that extent only. Clear? Then comes your next point, that is common seal. A company may or may not have a common seal. So what is this common seal? So this is a kind of signature, student. Like two person, they can have same name, but they can be differentiated on the basis of their signature. So likewise, company has its official signature, that is known as common seal, and company company has, means in any kind of agreement which does not have this common seal will not be legal. Means for being a legal, if the company is entering into contract, there should be a common seal should be used over there. Means the signature has to be used. Then the last point says risk sharing. So what is this risk sharing? The risk of losses in a company is borne by all the shareholders. Means as profit is taken by the shareholders, whenever the profit is there, the shareholder, it has been distributed among the shareholder. So likewise, the risk is also shared by the shareholder, but it is only shared up to the amount of capital contributed by each shareholder. Clear? So now I end up with this video. Thank you, and please, in case of any doubt, student, as I always used to ask you, please comment me and you can ask, you can clear your doubt, and thank you. Please do like, subscribe and share the video.